What is up, people? Welcome back. This is the first in an awesome new series of videos all about the FRQ section of the AP Gov exam, so let's jump right in. Alright, so the FRQs are without a doubt the most stressful thing about AP exams. And you might already know that in AP Gov, the FRQ section is worth a whopping 50% of your final score. That's enough to give even the most confident scholar a case of the howling fantods. But don't worry, put down the Pepto. In this series, I'm going to show you how the FRQs are scored, show you examples of what to do and what not to do, and provide you with insider tips and tricks from an AP reader. That's me. Before we go any further, do me a favor and make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that bell to make sure you get notifications because you aren't going to want to miss any of the videos in this series. Okay, so there are actually 4 FRQs in AP Gov, and they're all different and have their own name. In order, there's the concept application, the quantitative analysis, the court comparison FRQ, and the argument essay. Each one of these is attempting to test a different skill. So you'll need to be comfortable with the different types of tasks that you'll be given for each of these FRQs. But before we get into the differences though, let's start out with what each FRQ has in common. Now, the first 3 are each going to use prompts telling you to identify, describe, and explain. These are known as task verbs, and for each of them, College Board has something very specific in mind for how they should be done. Maybe the most important thing for you to know right now is that there's no partial credit for anything in the FRQs. You either earn the point or you don't. So if the prompt tells you to explain something, but you merely identify or describe it, you won't earn any credit. Again, before you reach for the Zantac, remember, I got you. Once you know what each task verb requires you to do, you'll be fine. You got this. Identify is by far the simplest task verb to respond to. Your answer should be a single, complete sentence in which you just, identify the answer. Let's imagine the prompt is, identify the GOAT NBA player. Your job here is pretty simple. I want you to reuse the words in the prompt and say something like, the GOAT NBA player is, and this is an interesting prompt because there are potentially 2 correct answers, Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Now, that's all there is to an identify prompt. You don't need to defend your reasoning, you don't need to provide evidence, you don't need to elaborate or anything else. Now, what if the prompt told you to describe the GOAT NBA player? Now you need to do a little bit more. A describe answer is typically 1 to 2 sentences and includes the essential characteristics of something, shows a process, or paints a word picture. Basically, you need to include details. You can't just tell me that MJ or LeBron is the GOAT anymore. You have to describe the characteristics of an NBA GOAT. Something like this might work. LeBron James, the GOAT, is an athletic freak of nature who is an all-time great scorer, playmaker, and elite defender. Or if you prefer, Michael Jordan, the GOAT, was an ultra-skilled, graceful scorer, elite defender, and legendary competitor. See, detail, characteristics, there's levels to this. Now suppose the prompt tells you to explain why blank is the GOAT NBA player. When you're explaining, you need to elaborate and provide evidence. You almost always need to use the word because, and you're typically trying to explain how or why one concept is related to another. And I always want you to close the loop, basically restating the prompt at the end of your response. If you want to check out possible responses to this impossible prompt, pause the video. Alright, so now let's do a quick run through of each of the 4 FRQs. First up is the concept application. Basically, this one gives you a scenario like the one you see on the screen. Read through it and respond to the 3 prompts they give you. The key thing you need to make sure to do is to reference the scenario in your responses. Second, we have the quantitative analysis. This is the one where you'll be given some kind of visual stimulus, like a table, graph, chart, infographic, map, or political cartoon, and then you'll have 4 prompts to respond to. This one is nice because usually 1 or 2 of the 4 points are practically free if you can interpret the information on the graphic correctly. Then the other points are usually related to applying the information in the graphic to other concepts you've learned about in AP Gov. Next up is the court comparison. This is probably my favorite of the 4. If you know the facts, holding, and constitutional principle of all your required cases, you basically have 2 free points to start with. And I don't know about you, but to me, that's amazing. The way it works is that you'll be given facts about a court case that you haven't learned about before. then it's your job to accurately compare that case with one of your required cases, pointing out similarities and differences when asked to do so. It's an FRQ that all of you should do amazing on if you know your cases, and you know I have a great review video covering the cases already for you, so there's no excuse not to absolutely kill it on this one. And last up is the argument essay. The super basic intro is that you need to be able to write an acceptable thesis statement, and then support that thesis with 2 pieces of evidence, explaining how that evidence is relevant and supports your thesis, followed by an explanation of an alternate perspective. Basically, you have to be able to show that you understand both sides of the argument. This essay is why you spent so much time learning your required documents. And if you haven't done that already, well, get on that now because you need to know those documents for this essay. All right, that's basically a wrap for this one. Like I said, I have videos coming out breaking down all 4 FRQ types, so make sure to check those out and let me help you get that 5 on the AP exam and an A in your class. Until next time, this has been a La Money production. Thanks again for watching this video. I appreciate all the love you guys have shown me. As my thank you, make sure to check out the AP Gov Ultimate Review Packet. Preview Unit 1 for free and see if it's something that you'd be interested in. It has awesome study guides, exclusive videos, tons of practice, including 3 practice full-length multiple choice tests, and I made it so you already know it's awesome. See you in the next video.